You get bored with Christmas telly. And you've had enough ho ho ho. Yeah. Alright guys, thanks for coming along, really appreciate it. One of the things we try and do with the construction network is we're not just here for the good things in life, we try and help you to kind of develop your business and challenge your thinking and actually look at kind of where the issues are. So when we came to look at the aims of the construction network, this is really what we came up with. It was about to try and develop a kind of community of tradespeople, experts and kind of suppliers where we could all help each other, where you can get access to experts, help your business, access to suppliers who hopefully will give you a bit of a discount as soon as you're a construction network like a member. And it was to help them also engage with training and help them try and reduce the costs of training, access to funding, to try and bring cash into your business rather than just be a consultancy that takes it out. And that was always the aim. And so really, as you can see, we're trying to grow it. I think at the moment we've got about 20 members in total. It's a week before Christmas. We had 9 booked on. We are what we are. But we'll start. This is going to be a really good Felix session because I've used Dale myself. And as I said to you when you came in, he's kind of he's almost kind of grown my network by about 300% in a matter of weeks just by how he uses LinkedIn. We'll come to Dale a bit in a minute. One of the things we do ask you if you can help us, because one of the things we're always looking for is like some more members. If you take away one of these and somebody joins and they say they've been referred by you, we'll give you 100 quid. Being as a membership's saying 400 quid. You bring us in 4 members, it comes back, it's a free membership all for you. Okay. So if you want to take some of these away, that'll be great. What do you get as a member? You get access to all the groups, currently Sheffield and Leeds. I was down in East, like some Midlands, a couple of weeks ago at a CITB event. They're really interested in the network and how we can help them to support the Construction Industry Training Board training groups in East Midlands. So we're having a bit of chat about that, see how we can go. So you get access to, you can go to as many as many of the kind of groups as you want. You might see the same presentations, but the chances are you'll meet more people, which will help you get more leads, which will hopefully give you a lot more opportunities. As I said, we kind of video all the presentations so you can go back and watch them again and again and again. So we've had ones on contracts, we've had ones on tendering, we've had ones on dispute resolution, procurement was a good one. So they're all on the site. There's also free stuff on there, which is like the stuff we use with our kind of clients all the time that will help you to kind of manage your business and control what you do. What we find with a lot of the guys that we work with is everything's in their heads, notes on paper. So when it comes to invoicing and stuff, guess what? You've got no audit trail. You don't have anything, and that's what we try and help you with. We try and give you audit trails so you'll get paid for everything you do. There'll be no dispute. We can do site audits and stuff. I was on a site audit for a client this yesterday morning. So there's all that stuff we do. There's a jobs board. And of course there's access to experts here at reduced rates to help you develop your business. And these are the type of people we live with. These are the type of people we work with, which is the guys that are, I know shit flows downhill, but I'm living in the valley. And the valley consists of main contractors at this side with site like the managers and problems and issues and no audit trails and snagging and you've done the job and somebody's gone in and messed it up. I was with a painting client yesterday where they're actually working in a big hotel in York and they're almost going to have to repaint every room or re-wallpaper every room because guys have just gone on and laid stuff against the wallpaper and the wallpaper's ripped. Ridiculous. And then over here you've got your own subcontractors and your site operators, your site operatives rather, who will come up at arrive at 8:30, probably knock off at 2:30, try and charge you for a whole day's worth of work and not deliver the whole day's worth of work. So all they do is take cash off the job. So those are the type of things and in the middle is the contractor owner MD who's just been drowned in this sea of shit, if I can put it like that. Okay. So I always get asked, what's the type of stuff we've been doing? What is it you do, Grant? Because we don't have a menu. We kind of work with guys differently. Everybody we work with slightly differently. So in terms of what we do is, well, the last couple of months we've probably claimed about 100 grand's worth of funding from the CITB for clients, and there's probably another 80k that up at the moment. I don't know how many you've got. There's about 80k coming in January. Okay. So we ensure that we've also helped them, but we ensure that they claim for all the training activities, so that every time you train as a CITB registered like a business, you can claim cash back. You can claim like some money back, especially for site stuff. Okay. We've helped them to find apprentices and have them funded again through the CITB. We've developed performance management processes. I've done something for a plastering client of mine who's completely changed the way he's handling his business. He's gone back on the tools. He's had enough of subcontractors taking all the money off the job. And so what we've done is he's now got 3 apprentices. So there's him and 2 trained plasterers with an apprentice each. In 3 years, he'll have 5 plasterers. In 6 years, he'll have 10 plasterers. So he's trying to cut the subcontractors out of it. And it's working really well because the guys we're bringing them in are really good lads. We put processes in place to ensure they get paid for what they do. So we do audit trails, we do, again, simple stuff that works. We help them to manage their site and staff and subcontractors better. I do a lot of management, kind of coaching with them in the van when we're going to work. So it's not taking time off the job. I'll jump in the van with you, and we'll go off and we'll chat about what's going to happen and really what the issues are, and we'll deal with them, and then we'll come back and I'll get back in my car. I also have PP in the back of my car, so it's not a problem. Okay. We've helped them develop job forecasts and invoice for forecasting, so they know when they should be getting paid, how they should be getting paid, when the money's coming in, how long the jobs will last, so that helps your cash flow. The social media aspect, I'll leave Dale to talk about, but Jamie also does stuff through Hootsuite and LinkedIn to help raise your profile. We've got them improved opportunities through a proactive sales approach. Again, that's over to Dale when he talks about getting your opportunities, get you on tendering lists. So those are the sort of stuff we're doing. We're also looking at other funding streams and projects to help our clients, which brings us quite nicely onto CITB kind of strategic funding opportunities. And I attended a meeting 3 weeks ago now down in East Midlands, and these are because the different CITB has loads of different the types of pots. So everybody thinks when we get them the training skills fund, is that all the money we can claim? No, they can claim loads more. That's just one pot. Now what they have is a structured fund. Now these are for large projects over 50k, which will have an impact on the industry. So the first one is the Digital Future Fund. Now this isn't due to start until February 2019, but this is trying to bring construction into the 20th century. This will be interesting for you, Craig, because we're actually trying to develop a programme there about construction-related Office 365, so that we'll have a construction-related project that they will pay for. And again, we're going to make a bid to that. I'm doing some work with an IT guy and a guy who's a virtual mixed reality guy, so to help improve the information between site and the office and within subcontractors. And we're talking to a construction client at the moment who's really keen to do this. It's actually with all these subcontractors to make it a supply chain issue. So that's that one. Pathways into construction, that one's available now. And it's to bring new people into the business, new people into the sector. And I'm working with a floor guy at the moment, where if you're okay in the south, let's say Yorkshire, if you're a carpet a fitter or a flooring fitter, because if you want to bring apprentices in, there's a place over in Doncaster that you can go to. If you're in West Yorkshire or let's say North Yorkshire, there is no way you can go. You have to go to Doncaster. So, which is needless to say, you can bring apprentices in the minute they've got to go to Doncaster. It's nah, no thanks, I'll pass on that. So what we're doing is we're working with the CITB and West Yorkshire Consortium colleges to try and set up an academy for carpet and for carpet fitters in West Yorkshire. The assessment infrastructure one's available now. That's an interesting one because this is about, you've all done on-site assessment and testing. They can't get anybody to do on-site assessment and testing. So if you've got any experienced guys who are maybe due to retire or getting too old for the job or something, something that you can use them, CITB will pay for them to be trained, and you can use them on your own. You can use them on your own apprentices as a practice, and then they can go out and assess others, and you'll get paid for it. So there's loads of stuff available. Application processes. You have to do an expression of interest, which is 4 questions, maximum 200 words. How you get all that into 200 words? It's a challenge. And then if you get through the EOI, they'll ask you to go for a costed application, and then you'll get a decision saying yeah, we'll support it or not. And if there isn't anything else around like it, the chances are they'll get supported. CITV have got 183 £1 million to spend. They've got 78,000 registered businesses, only 22,000 actually claim any money. So it's a bit like being a golf club member or a gym, or as I said to somebody the other day, it's a bit like being a member of a gym, paying the money and let's say not going and then complaining you're putting weight on. This is the one we use a lot of, CITV Flexible Fund. It should be up to 10k really, depending on the size of your business, but the bulk of the ones we work with are in the 5k. And that's management and kind of leadership development, and that's the kind of stuff we've been talking about. So it's helping you be a better manager, helping you run your business like better. I mean, you've already been able to access some of it like this, Craig, haven't you? And I'm doing some work there to help them just organise themselves. An application process is really simple. It's an application, you get a decision. So the last closing date was the 30th of November, is that right, Dale?
Yeah, and they're due to get paid on Friday or Wednesday.
We had the emails out last week saying they'd been approved, and hopefully the cash will be in either tomorrow or Friday, sorry, I'll lose track of time, or next Wednesday. So it's that quick. So within a month to 6 weeks, depending. Okay, so if you want to come along and hear Dale again, you can see him on the 9th of January up in Leeds. The one in Sheffield, we're talking to somebody, but I need to confirm that, and again we'll come out to it and let you know when that is. So that's me done. I'm going to hand over to Dale.
Do you
need to plug this in?
Yeah, just. Did that? Oh, there we go. Just a bit of a delay. Hi everyone. So my name's Dale Buck. I'm the director of Falling Off the Cliff, and we're an early company, so we're established in December officially 2017. But we started this back 2016, Grant, when we started collaboratively working together. So we are a sales consultancy practice. We first started when I started working with a lot of construction companies, which that's what's happened to them. They'd literally fallen off the cliff. They were trying to focus too much on servicing the clients, didn't have time to go out and canvas and get new business opportunities. So that's where we come in. So we do everything from lead generation, so doing the stuff that you don't want to do, picking up the phones, calling your main contractors, calling your shop fit out companies, and trying to get onto their tender list to win commercial contracts. So we've got a really good database with main contractors. We've got a big database with property developers that if some people just want to do housing projects, and with builders who want all your subcontractors to do all the extra work. They need that extra help, and they don't have the time or the stick and tie, or they've got lads on the books that aren't stepping up to the plate. So then we just introduce the people that we're working with. So we can work with anybody from like plasterers, tilers, to like main contractors, to shop fit out companies. So I've worked with shop fit out companies and helped them with their lead generation. They've tried to compare me to their sales team, and we've done like a compare contrast, and if you outperform them, then obviously they're not doing something right, and then we help them put something in place. So We do, it's a new business acquisition, sales account management, business development, face-to-face sales. So with the face-to-face sales, the classic example is a company called, I've got a paint company, and I go out and I go to all the individual paint merchants, and I'm their paint rep. So I have to learn all about paint. Especially when it's got seaweed in it, it's quite a unique thing. So if you want to talk about paint, I can probably do that. But there's loads of so we get involved with loads of different projects, but ultimately it's all working with the idea of grant, with the funding aspect. Initially, it covers us for 6 months to come into your business and help grow and develop. And then the other thing that we do, where we get a lot of business from, is LinkedIn, and I actually run LinkedIn booster courses, teach you how to use a widget that plugs into your LinkedIn, and it actually mimics human behaviour. So it'll scroll through somebody's profile, and it'll show you, and it'll message them, and you can generate leads. And this I can actually generate, for my sales pipeline, it probably contributes 85% of my business comes from that. Who would like a bit of that? Be nice, wouldn't it, if you had that? So I'm going to show you a nice early Christmas present, introduce you to a widget. We do teach courses on it, and we do actually perform the activities for the businesses because they don't really have the time to do it. So that's what we're going to jump onto now. So I'm going to get that switched on. Right. So like I said, this tool actually mimics human behaviour. So as you can see behind me, it's currently doing these. What it's doing is actually doing a second connection request to David. So what it does is it personalises a message to David, tells him briefly what I do, and to connect with me to find out more information. And it's doing this to. It does this to hundreds of people on a daily basis.
Is this live?
Yeah, that's live. That's doing it now. Right now. So whilst I'm doing this, it's actually building my profile for me. What it's also going to do is it will actually so what it does is it builds your network. So people that you may want to be doing business with. What do you guys specialise in? Scaffolding. Right. Okay. So for you, maybe how you builders. This could be connecting to directors of building companies. You could be introducing your services to them in your local area, and then what it will then do is, so it'll connect to them. It will then, once it's connected to them, it'll automatically send your elevator pitch to them. At which point they'll reply back and say, "Yeah, let's have a chat." And then you've got a sales lead there and then, and all you've done is it takes literally I have this working every day. It's 5 minutes in the background. 5 minutes work to just set it all up, maybe answer any messages that are coming through. It just does everything else for you. It's absolutely awesome. So it's like, if you don't have time, a lot of the clients that we teach people how to use this, right? If you can't use it, or you don't have the time to use it, or you don't have anybody to monitor it, then that's where we come in. And we show you how to do all that. So what this is doing at the moment is, like I say, it's just doing second. This is your starting point basically. Just doing your second and third connections. This is how we grew Grant's profile of construction clients. I get involved with other stuff as well, so I grow networking events all across the UK for another company, and we got 50 people to a networking event in Harrogate without picking up the phone. We just use this tool. That's how effective it can be. For my clients that I work on construction, they're getting cold calling sales leads through the work that we're doing for them, as well as getting leads through this, because we operate both when we're working with them. So you're getting like double the amount of leads. So it's next level really. So the tool that I use is called LinkedIn Helper. Write that down. It's a Russian widget. Okay. And so I've just done a few there where I've just been doing second and third connections. You're going to have another. I'll show you what else it can do. So the next stage from this would be to message your recently added connections. So then what it then does, I don't know if anybody's recently connected to me, so if it has, great. Hopefully it will. So I've got 5 new connections. I've had 5 new connections while I've been here in the last 2 minutes. So since I got here at 3 o'clock, the last 15 minutes, it's just sent out all those connections. I've got 5 new connections in 15 minutes. It's now delivering my elevator pitch to them. So what it'll do is it just pops the message in there. Can you see that just at the bottom? With a call to action at the bottom. So this tool could really, really ramp up your business and give you a really good start to 2019. That's a couple of the things that it does. Have you got any questions or what are your thoughts on that so far?
It's a lot better than sitting on the night and going through it,
Yeah. But like you, these lads, through the day, it depends who you want. You know, if you're looking to connect with senior estimators, what do you guys specialise at the back?
I'm in print.
Right, okay. So who's your target audience?
So marketing agencies, creative marketing directors,
Yeah.
sales and marketing directors, that kind of people, decision makers in that area.
Yeah. So I work for a company called MA Marketing, the marketing agency in Leeds, and we actually generated. We got them into like Pernod Ricard, Ferrero Rocher, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not just from using this tool, but this tool helped generate the leads. How about yourself?
Construction company. I've got a ground water company.
Right. Okay.
So we provide all everything from ground up to ground floor.
So you'd be like new builds and
New builds, building contracts.
commercial fit outs.
Yeah.
So again, your target audience are going to be senior estimators, QSs and all that. Exactly. So this tool could be connecting with all these people and generating these, whether you'd have the time to manage it and get back to them and stuff like that. But it's a nicer problem to have because this is actually doing all the work and you're not having to pick up the phone for them. And so that's a really, really good tool. But what makes it even better, I'm going to give you some tips on your LinkedIn profile. So on here, for me, on my profile, kind of tells you what I do. Helping thousands of trade businesses tender and win commercial contracts, so they can see straight away. As soon as I start connecting to people on LinkedIn, what I do. And what I want to do straight away. So as soon as I send a connection request with somebody, they know what I do and they're interested, and that increases your chances, your connection rates. So what you need to think about with your own profiles is not have a nice pretty picture behind them and leave it plain. When you have some purpose behind it. So with it on there, you want to. There's free software that you can use out there to get this done for you, but you want to think bullet point what you do. So when people connect to you, they know what you're about straight away, and it increases your ratios of people connecting to you. So on average, what the widget will actually do is it'll send out 1,000 connections. It's doing 100 a day. Okay, so over 10 days you've done 1,000 connections. The ratios of people connecting with you, doing a message, and having the right message, having the right background, is 1 in 4. So that's 250 new connections a month, or in 10 days. So with those 250, they're 250 business opportunities, because those people you want to do business with. And it's all about how you do your messaging, how you get, paraphrasing stuff to make it stand out, be more positive, and there's loads of other stuff behind what we do. So that's one good thing to have. And make sure for me, I've put below my name, create new business opportunities for our clients. Start making changes in your business today. Get in touch. So you can easily tell that that's the salesperson and want to help your business. And especially that we're a construction specialist company. Mention that we're working with trades companies. So like for yourself, you bullet point what you do, and then just a nice little short caption what you're really good at, and then when you start using this, it's just your network is just going to go boom, that's the place. Pretty much. Just to give you an idea, I worked with I don't know if anybody's heard of them, Derbyshire Property Services, a small subcontractor. He came out of the Navy in January. He's needed a lot of help with the sales aspect to get his business going. We have got him, through using this tool and through using me, we've just secured him 44 shop fit outs with Taco Bell, Costa and KFC through a company based in Wakefield. So that's just, he's buzzing that he's got that work secured, but more importantly, people know what he's about. We've worked on his LinkedIn profile, posting relevant content's key. So if you want to post relevant content, I cover a lot more on the course. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a tool that we use that'll help you post relevant content in less than 2 minutes. And it's all about just being able to be seen more as an industry leading expert. So when you're connecting with people, you're posting relevant information about what you specialise in and a purpose why you do it, then that alone is going to create you new business opportunities without it being too time consuming. You just want to, and that's the whole point of this tool as well. It's just like, you never master the use of time, but if you can maximize, if you can use your time more effectively, if you've got this working in the background while you're on the tools, then you can come back and you've got some inquiries. It's not bad going, is it? So the other thing I'm going to touch on this is that what does everyone do when somebody looks at the profile? Do you know what to do? Yeah.
Message them and ask them if there's anything they can help with.
Yeah, that's it. Perfect. So it's just like when so if you see somebody that's in your industry, that's maybe a commercial fit out company or a builder, and he's looked at your profile and he's gone, I like what he's seen what you've done, but he might not have connected with you. You can actually just click on his profile. So we'll just use mine as an example, and then actually just click on somebody else's profile. So let's say I notice this chap, David Holmes, has looked at my profile. What I could do is just have they taken it away?
Don't even know how to do your program.
No, this is LinkedIn. Normally on the menu here you can so when you click connect, okay, you can send a message, personalise you, so you can add a note to him. You can just put in there, hi David, I noticed that you've looked at my profile the other day. Thanks for taking the time to look at it. Was there anything in particular that you were looking for? Question mark. And those little things like that will help you get more business. How many of you guys in here use LinkedIn on a daily basis to try and generate business? Yourself?
I'm on LinkedIn, but obviously I use it.
Yeah. So if you start using it and building a relevant audience for yourself and have the tools ready to do that, how much impact would that make in your business? 100%. And just another thing on LinkedIn, I'll give you a little sneaky tip.
I do use it, but then I'm just trying to build up. As opposed to messaging back to people. I'm not actually out there. Actually, that's a picture you do there. It's building into it.
So another good thing that the widget can actually do for you, and I'll show you this now, is what this can actually do. You're not crossing any roads with any GDPR stuff here, because just to cover that off firstly, because LinkedIn is a networking profile, okay, people have agreed for you to be their connections. Yeah? So with that gives you access to telephone numbers, all the contact information that they're willing to share. So with the profile extractor, what it can do is, as you can see, I've got every single person's email address on there. So that far out, I could do a bulk email campaign to them. It's also got, interestingly, got all sorts of stuff on here. So it gives you the link to the URL, to their actual LinkedIn account. It's got a summary about the profile, but on here, this column, it's got the telephone numbers.
Can someone see that anyway on someone's profile?
Yeah, but you can see it individually.
Can you?
Yeah, you can actually bulk but this is only available for your first connections.
Yeah.
So let's say you use the help and you send out 1,000 contacts, you've had 250 new connections. You've then got access to their email address and telephone numbers. They're two important things for me when I'm doing this sort of stuff. And it takes, on average, about 7 to 12 contacts. 7 is your average. 7 contacts to speak to the decision maker. So it could take you 7 times to actually get through to somebody on LinkedIn. You can't just rely on the first and second message. You've got to have a whole strategy behind it, and we teach that on the course. But there's lots and lots of good stuff that you can do to be able to generate yourself new business. So hopefully that's giving you a bit of an insight what you can actually do with your profile, the size of the opportunity out there. If you're doing 250 new connections a month that are relevant to your business, that's 100% going to increase your business growth. And for what? Spending 5-10 minutes a day managing a tool, growing your network. So, yeah, has anybody got any questions on?
You actually showed them the widget deal.
Yeah. Seen it working. So we demonstrated the widget, how they do the second and third connections, how it scrolls through people's profiles. The other thing that you do when you're actually looking on LinkedIn is that there's all sorts of filters to use when you're building your audience. So
the widget, you buy the unit and then basically get yourself to set it up.
there's an annual cost of the widget of 80 quid for the year. That's it. It's an 12. That's it. £80. That's including that.
But you do get a 2 week, 10-day free license?
You do get between 10 and 14 days. It seems to fluctuate. We'll go with the low one. So it tends to give you, you tend to get a 10-day license, we'll say, to use it, see what it's like, and then obviously you just pay to to use it, and it unlocks other features like the profile extractor and all the rest of it. I'm not.
set it up because obviously it's got to target a certain crowd.
Well, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, use all your filters on LinkedIn to build your audience. So, I've just gone into the filter system here. So, how I got there is in your search bar of LinkedIn, you click on people. Okay. We'll then go into all of our filters. And so we're not bothered about our first connections at this stage. We want to build our audience. So you would click on the connections, your second connection. And on here, you've got locations. So the target areas that you want to pick. If you were just UK wide, just do that. Obviously, for me being a salesperson, I go for the bullseye straight away. So I go, where do I live? Right, I live Leeds. I'm going to do Leeds and all the surrounding areas in Leeds. So Leeds, Wakefield, Bradford, Halifax, cover the whole of the West Yorkshire. So for the purpose of this one, let's say we'll just do Wakefield, okay? And we're going to look for senior estimators. You can look at current companies, so you could use this if you were looking to get into certain companies. You can actually type the company in there. You can look at past companies. Can't see how that's relevant. Industries, we would want construction. And if you're going, this is more for if you're dipping your toe into the European market, you've got the profile language. So, if you wanted to do business with somebody overseas, you would want an English-speaking person, and obviously that's going to tie up with when you marry up with your locations like Spain or Brazil, wherever you wanted to go.
Denmark would be a different thing.
And then the other two, like non-profit, interests and schools, kind of irrelevant. And then in this bit here, where you've got first name, last name, title's the important one. So let's put estimator in there. Because that'd be ideal for like your shop fit outs and getting into your main contractors. Okay? And there's not many estimators in. Brings up nothing for Wakefield like that we like. Let's put Leeds and Bradford to widen the scope a bit. See, I've connected to a lot of these already. So, no.
Do you want to use my profile deal? That'd make it easier.
No. It should be alright. I've got access to other profiles. I'll show you on a different profile. See what isn't perfect. This is Derbyshire Property Services, the chat that I was talking to you about. So he's got 3 messages he's got to get back to people on. Okay, so we look at estimator again. So there's a lot of estimators on here, and just to show you, I've just highlighted the top figure there. There's 436,232 estimators to connect to. So let's shorten that field a little bit. So yeah, like I say, we'll do Leeds, Wakefield.
Does this only work on the Prime? Premium?
I am on a premium, and the reason why I'm on a premium is because I've been banned that many times from LinkedIn for using it, so I have absolutely abused it, pushed it to it. Yeah. the thing is that LinkedIn, you've got to imagine that LinkedIn don't really like these plugins, but if you're a paying member, they tolerate it. That's what I've noticed over the last couple of months, is that I'm now a paying member. It's £50 a month. It's not a lot of money when it's bringing me in so much more business. So it's great, they'll keep and everything, and I've absolutely abused it on the paid system. pushed it to its limits. I've done 500 invites a day. I've done 1,000 first messages to people. I've done loads of stuff, and it is tolerating me. It's not kicking me off because I'm giving them 50 quid a month, and they're happy with that. So I'm not saying go out and do that. Stick within the limits, because that's the other thing. If you've not used this for a while, if you go from zero activity to here, then it'll know exactly what you're using, and it will suspend your account. So there's a pyramid system that you've got to use to get you.
I'm up to 48 hours. That's when there's like 48 hours.
Yeah.
Going back from. Now we're back, wait a minute. Loads of messages. Stop you getting messages, it stops you accessing them.
Right, here we go. So, you see that? So this is just shows you how many estimators and stuff I've got on mine. So we've got 1,075 contacts there to connect. So with the widget, it'll let you connect those 1,000 people. Out of that, I'll guarantee you will connect to 250 of those. With the system that we use, the minimum is 250. The maximum, other people have got 1-in-2 ratio. It just depends what your offering is. You know, if you're giving something away for free, everyone will probably want to connect to you. So it just depends. But that's just a classic example. He hasn't got that many people on his network either. He's probably got about 230 people. When I started with him, he had 11. I've only been working with him a couple of weeks. So it just shows how quickly things can go and impact your business. And if you want, a really good start to 2019, definitely get involved with that, because that's going to definitely create you new business opportunities. Whether you can handle the inquiries coming in, that's another nicer problem to have. That's how you do that. And it's just making sure that you're playing right with the wording. Making sure that your offering's great. There are paraphrasing stuff on Google that you can use. If you Google's got its own paraphrasing tool, so if you type something, you want to make it look a bit sound better or slicker or whatever, just use Google for that. And then a mixture of that and Grammarly is really good. I use G Suite. I'm dyslexic myself, and I use Grammarly, and it's perfect. When you're typing stuff, you think, does that look right? If you use Gmail or whatever, it won't actually show you the spelling mistakes that you've done. It'll just think that you look right. And obviously, first impression count with this. So just make sure that you're sending the right message out with your second and third connections. Another trick with this one as well is that you can reach a wider audience by searching. If you just search estimator in there, and then go to all filters, as opposed to clicking in there and clicking people, that gives you your third connections. So just to show you, if I was the way that I showed you before, when I clicked on people, and then I click all filters, we noticed that I can only just tick that second connection box just there. So the back door behind that is like I say, so your target audience was builders, wasn't it? Yeah. So if we look at builders, people, and then we go to all filters, have you seen how the connection is now available? I can now tick that, whereas before I couldn't. What's your target area? Anywhere. Where are you based?
South Yorkshire.
Are you based Sheffield, yeah? So Sheffield and Doncaster. $1,725 people that you can connect with straight away. So you'll be able to connect with 1,000 of those. And once you've collected your audience, you can actually filter it out. You might actually find when you're looking at it, you might have a few people on there that you don't want on there. Like this one here, he's a client of mine, so I won't want that. You can just tick the ones that you don't want, and you just go, and then just delete selected. It takes it out of the list. Once you've done that, close the page down. You've now got a hit list that you're happy with. You've got 1,000, maybe you've got 900 contacts after you've gone out and filtered everything. And then, like I say, the widget will then start doing this automatically for you.
You've just been on a related certain ones.
Yeah, that's right. I've just taken people.
Deleted them off the widget.
Yeah, just people that I don't want to be doing business with, basically. And then that's it. You just kind of once you've got a nice hit list there that you feel confident that you get. So I would be thinking about when you go through your list. A lot of people, when you go price jobs up and stuff like that, don't add people onto LinkedIn. You actually can add people onto LinkedIn. It's not, but you can do it when you're actually with them. And I'll show you how. Has everyone got LinkedIn on the phones? Yeah, right, okay. So if you open up LinkedIn and make sure that your Bluetooth's on. There's a really quick way of doing it. So if you just like meeting someone for one-to-one, talking pricing and the job and stuff, and you want to connect with them on LinkedIn there and then, if you look in your search bar at the top, there's 4 little squares. Yeah. Okay. If you click those 4 little squares within the search bar, you've got a LinkedIn code, and you'll have a scan and my code. So has anybody on it opened it up at the minute?
Yeah.
Have you got yours? Right, okay, so I'll just show you. So you will just link my code, just scan that. There you go, you can just press connect. And there's a way that you can actually connect with everybody in the room as well. So with that one, if you click on the little people at the bottom of the app, yeah, exactly. So if you click the little people button, it's your My Network. Okay, and if you click on Find Nearby, just below the search bar, Bluetooth has to be on. Should start bringing up everybody in the room. So I've got you, Alistair, straight away. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. So it's really good. So when you're networking and stuff, it's really, really good. But everybody else has to be on like that as well. So if everybody else is in the room, so if you're in like a little group and you're talking to people, it's like when you're networking, you might be in groups of 3 or 4 or group of 5 or 6 or whatever. Just everybody, let's connect. They'll think you. And if you offer that when you're at events and stuff, people will think, oh, he's got something extra to give. There you go. How does he know this? It works. It seems stupid, but I've had extra one-to-ones from this when I've done networking events, just from showing someone something as simple as that, because they think there's something special about you and there's something special that you can offer their business. Are they? Yeah. So that again, some really good tips when you. So what else can this do? Well, you can message your first connections. So if you wanted to send a bulk message to your first connections, how many out of all your connections, how many of them of your first connections you could confidently approach for business right now?
I'm still trying to get my head around this first connection, second connection, third connection. So obviously it's a little bit new to me.
Yeah, no worries. So the first connections are people that you're already connected with on LinkedIn. So you're already connected with them somewhere or another. Either you've met someone and you've connected with them, or there's a bunch of you that you know quite well and they're all your first connections. Second connections are people like, Alistair, you know me, and I know other people that you want to do business with. So you tap into my network. So let's say you've got 100 people, you can tap into 100 people's second connections. So if they've got 100 first connections as well, or they might have 1,000 first connections, that means for one person that you know that's got 1,000 connections, you can tap into their connections straight away. So for me, on my profile, I've got 5,500. So from you connecting to me, you've now got access to 5,500 people that you didn't have access to before. And that's how it works. So it depends on who's in your network, how big they are. And the third connections is like you. It's like me. You'd be tapping into my connections. You'd be tapping into Jamie's connections as well. So that it's sort of like a three-way thing. It just widens the pool for you. So it's somebody that I know directly, but you don't know. So you'll tap it. Just how it does it. So it'll use second parties, so me and my connections, and third parties, Jamie's connections, and that's how the connections work.
Sometimes try searching certain people, like someone will give your name
Yeah.
in conversation themselves, you want to get some sort. I'll get them on and it says this is outside your connections.
Right. So what you need to do is connect with more people, but connect with more people that are relevant for your business. So just broaden your connections massively. So a good one for you, like I say, would be estimators that you'd be looking to connect with, because it's the estimators that need all the subcontractors, and they decide who's on the good list and who's on the bad list. So obviously the bad ones just get gone, and they'll always check you. And then from there, they'll send you you'll get like a questionnaire to fill out to go on their preferred supplier list. So it's a really good tool to get you to get connected with people. So if you go onto your LinkedIn profile now and click My Network, it should tell you how many people are on there.
It used to tell you how much the wider network was as well, didn't it?
533.
Yeah, 533. Yeah, so you could double that in 20 days. It's like on this one here, he's got 206 connections. How many of those are relevant? Well, a lot of them are relevant now because I've been working and we've been going out and connecting with people that are relevant for his business. And like I say, he's got messages on here. Look at all this that he's got to go back to people. So this one here, he's got some messages. So all these are basically new connections, and that was from yesterday, me just sending out a few connections for him. So
Some of them might have one of these ones as well.
not many people. All the clients that I've got have never heard of it before. Especially in the construction, there's not many people have got it. People. I know. Okay, so there's a social media expert who generates a lot of social media inquiries and sales for people, and she knows about the LinkedIn Helper, but she says it doesn't work for her business. I said I was amazed that it wasn't working for her. I said, "Are you using it right?" That's what I was like. You use it, obviously it's going to grow your network. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm using it." Well, you can't, because that contributes 85% to my sales pipeline. You're in sales as well, but you're doing so from marketing, network marketing, and social media. So surely it should be the same. But no, and that's someone who's really good, an expert in the industry. There's been a lot of bad press about it, and LinkedIn don't, like I say, they don't condone it, and that's why you've got to stick within the limits of using the tool. But they're always putting new algorithms and stuff like that to try and block it. And I find this quite funny because it's an American. LinkedIn's American. The head office is in California, and the app is made by the Russians. So, like, the Americans are like, it's like a cyber attack. It's like the Russians are trying to, you know, continue this tool, and the Americans are just blocking it just like that all the time. But they just keep adapting, and they're just being more smarter with it. And it's not going to be around forever, this tool. You know, LinkedIn have got a team that are trying to develop and stop this tool. However, in the meantime, it's not, from what I've seen, and I've been using this tool now for 2.5 years, and it's still going strong. So I can't see how, and even once it has gone, you at least use it now and build up a decent audience. But you're going to build a relevant audience, who you're going to do business with, and create some passive sales leads. And even once it's all gone, there's another way on LinkedIn that you can actually download the contacts that you've got. It's more of a long-winded way of doing it, but there is, I can send you a link afterwards and show you how to do that. But ultimately, that's the ultimately that you're gonna get some good sales leads out of that, 100%. So going back to messaging your first connections, for everybody that you connected with, imagine that you've been using the widget now for 3-4 months, been using it religiously, 7 days a week, just sending out all these connections. You should have at least 2,000 connections with people. You sent out messages, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7 messages to them, and then you might want to blast everybody and just try and get some extra business out of it. What you can then do is use the widget to do that. So we've got a thing on here called message to first connections. Now, messaging your first connections is go everybody that is your first connection, okay? And the fastest way to do that is, we know that everybody on our network now is relevant. So we click on people. We then click on all filters, and we'll click on first connections. And I would put United Kingdom, because we know that you've probably exhausted your area and you've built up outside that area. So on here he's got 194 connections that he wants to go out, but yours is going to be in the, you're going to have at least a couple of thousand in 3 months' time of relevant people that you want to do business with. So what you can do is, within the widget, you would click on recipients, and you can just collect all these people. And then go back to, when we went to our second and third connections, you can view all your collected people that you can view the people that you want to connect with, filter it through. There might be people on there that you've done business with them, they didn't pay, they've upset you, they've done something, so you take them off. And then once you've built up your first connections, what you can then do is just broadcast a message out to them. And in here, when you're writing your message, you can personalise it to them. So on here I put hi, first name, person, and you can really personalise this, and make it relevant to them. So on here you can put your first name. I wouldn't do last name, I wouldn't do company, and I wouldn't do position. And the reason why is some people have got they haven't updated the profiles. So if they haven't updated the profiles, but they're still relevant to you. It could mention the company that they were last at, or it could say self-employed. Hi, I notice you're the director of self-employed. So it just wouldn't make sense. So I'd definitely knock that on the head, for sure. And just put hi, first name, love to do some business with you. We've been connected a while now. Be great if we can organise a one-to-one or a Zoom call or whatever, however you want to get people on the phone. So I'm more going down the Zoom call route, because a meeting's going to take you away. If you go on a meeting, it's half an hour there, half an hour back, and an hour in the meeting. That's 2 hours of your time. If you do a Zoom call, it's done. And it depends if you like for example, Craig, if you were getting in touch with people, a lot of the times companies that you might want to speak to will be after hours because they're on the job, they're doing the tools. So you might want to connect, have a Zoom call with them on an evening. they're in a relaxed environment, have a good chat, and if they want to, if it's going to move forward, you're going to do business with it, then you can sort of go down that route. The other thing with Zoom that I like is that you can have a background, so you can have it branded as your company logo and stuff in the background, and it can make it look really good. I host webinars for a lot of my clients for stuff, and it just looks really professional. But it depends what you want to do. You can do presentations and all sorts of stuff. It just depends what you want to get out of it. And then there's the broadcast. So what this will do is you can just leave it running. So you've got, let's say you've got 1,000 in there. Every 24 hours, it will do 100 for you every 24 hours. So you could just have this running all the time. Don't have your screensaver on because it'll stop working. So you just need to leave it like I've got it now. Go away, go do a full day work, see what's coming, and that's it for you. For your first connections. And
You've got to be logged into LinkedIn on your laptop to do that then?
yeah, it needs to be on a laptop. It will not work. It doesn't work. The widget doesn't work on smartphone devices. It just doesn't. I think there's a hack that you can do on Android, but I've not done that because I don't want to ruin my phone. So, but yeah. So as long as it doesn't work on tablets and it doesn't work on smartphones, but it just belongs on your laptop. I've got 4 computers that I use doing this for all my different clients. And making sure that you're posting relevant content. So a good one for posting relevant content is answer the public. So let's pick, what's a hot topic for you guys at the minute that you'd want to talk about, Craig, in your industry? Something that you could talk about within scaffolding.
Scaffolding is just scaffolding.
The importance of having the right scaffolding up.
I'm just going to type in scaffolding in there. Right, okay.
Not falling.
Yeah.
Ooh, fight coming on.
Right, so on here, I've just typed in scaffolding and it's got loads of stuff on here. Can you see it on there? See it better on there? So, got loads of stuff on there. So you've got where, who, will, when, why, can, what. Loads of different stuff that you probably wouldn't even think about. So, why scaffolding is important? You know, something as simple as that. So you could click on there. And then what this does is it's really clever. It plugs into Google and searches what everybody puts on Google.
Keywords.
Yeah, exactly. So on here, it's got something here. What's this one? Instructional scaffolding is processing through which a teacher adds supports. Student adds rubbish. Don't want that. 4 benefits of input. Yeah, here you go. You could just put on this on LinkedIn. Just saw a really good article. How long is that taking me to find 4 benefits? That's teaching. But you kind of get the point. It's using LinkedIn to find hot topics that you don't have to spend too much time thinking about, and that's what it's about. It's just mastering the use of time. If you can master, you're already doing it with your lead generation. Now you're doing it with your, posting relevant content on the website, and that's ultimately what it's about. Giving you more time to do what's more important to you, your day job. So if you've got this posting relevant content, post it, you're connecting with more people, you're creating sales opportunities. That's essentially, that tool there is essentially what a full-time salesperson could do for your business.
What's that site called?
It's called answerthepublic.com. So it's like, I mean, for me, yeah. So that's one of the best tools. It's going to give you the maximise. It's going to maximise your time massively. It's just using. There's loads of other stuff. Like I say, there's technology out there that will help make you do your job a hell of a lot easier. Just make you look a little bit smarter when you're on LinkedIn. Post relevant stuff that's going on. It doesn't have to be around scaffolding. It could be before we got on site, we had this. Not having things ready, or do you know what I mean? It could be anything, and problems outside the industry, thinking outside the box. Just put it on that tool. It just makes you seem more of an industry leading expert. So we've got any questions around that sort of around the widget, the site that you can get post relevant content? Have you got any challenges on your own LinkedIn profile that you've not thought about? No.
Just need to put these things into practice instead of, like I said, just going on and searching for certain people.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've never thought about just going for a wider audience altogether.
That's it. I mean, in my experience, a lot of people, a lot of like shop fit out companies, for example, commercial interior fit out companies that I deal with on a daily basis from London, like dragging guys from the north to go to London to do the work. Loads. There's a massive demand there. So that's good. Yeah, it's just widening the scope. You'd be surprised where you get the work from. But what it does is it definitely it just masters the easier time, doesn't it? It lets you do. That's what it's about.
Okay.
Good.
Thanks, Dale. That was
No
great.
problem.
Thank you for that. Right, I've got enough for the construction guys in the room. Who would like a free 30-second advert that will go on my LinkedIn profile to 4,000 construction-related organisations? Well, one thing I'm going to ask you to do is we're going to put you on camera. Give us your name of your business, who you're looking for, and the one thing you've learned from the construction network this afternoon. How about that? You can do it now.
Phone Dean. Yeah, Dean.
You're better looking than Dean.
Oh, no. He's a better talker than me.
Look, it's all that. How about you look? Do you fancy it? Yeah. I'll go out Friday morning to the 4,000 on my LinkedIn. I'm sure you.
I'll share it.
Sure you'll
I've
share
got
it.
two profiles. I've got one with 2,500 and I've got one with 5,500.
Yeah.
Because when I first started doing this, I maximised the use of my commercial limit. So I just created another account. So between us, we've got.
That's 11,000, isn't it? 4,000 of mine, 5,000 of yours, 11,000 people.
Yeah.
No, we'll give you time. We'll give you time to think about it. I'll tell you what. If I stand behind it and just ask you some questions, how about that? About that, Craig?
I don't know.
Come on, a good-looking bloke like you'll be fine. Do you need another pint?
Might need another 5.
Right. All right, guys. Thanks for coming along. How's that been for you? Have you enjoyed that?
Yeah.